You are a pirate.
The stream websites suck.
Piracy is a service problem.
Over 3/4 of Gen Z has admitted to pirating in movies and TV shows.
Anime piracy is on the rise again. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. Not just anime, all types of piracy are on the rise. Why? Because these companies just don't deserve our money anymore, honestly. But today, I want to focus on just anime because it's a whole story. So let's start with the obvious question. Why is piracy on the high again? The answer is streaming services. Simple. Something that started out so good has now become one of the biggest reasons people go back to illegal piracy. The literal antidote against piracy is the reason people are going back. I remember back in the day, watching anime in decent quality was a massive pain. You had to either buy physical releases or sit through censored TV broadcasts on 4Kids, which were...
It's ungentlemanly to raise a hand against a lady.
That meant you were super limited in what you could actually watch and when you could watch it. Piracy wasn't mainstream, and most casual fans didn't even know how to do it. There was no Netflix, and only the tech-savvy or the hardcore fans could access anime reliably. Then came the first piracy boom. Because of this, sites like Kiss Anime, GoGo Anime, and yes, even Crunchyroll blew up. Suddenly, you could watch high-quality anime much more easily than before. Still a bit sketchy, illegal, the occasional malware here and there, but way better than buying 3 DVDs to finish one show. And lots of these arguments mostly center around Western people anyway. When we start looking at the global audience, you start realizing that people in continents like Asia and Africa cannot afford to be paying $10 a month just to watch anime. In certain countries, that's like 100 units of their currency, or even more. Legal anime streaming doesn't support local economies, it's Western-centered. Piracy is also a very good archival option. Some shows get delisted because of licensing reasons, some shows just disappear from all streaming services, and they're very, very hard to find. And let's not forget very old, obscure anime that you might want to get into, that nobody can find anywhere else on the internet except for illegally. Piracy becomes an archive for all these types of anime, because streaming services and all their legal mumbo-jumbo usually do a very bad job at this. And honestly, not to full-on defend piracy, but anime studios really don't make much from your Crunchyroll subscription anyway. Most of the money they make goes to Blu-ray sales, merchandise, manga sales, and events. So it really doesn't affect them that much if we pirate. The people it affects the most are the greedy companies, so screw them. Then, around 2010, Crunchyroll got a big investor and went legit. They started licensing anime and becoming a real streaming service. That was a turning point. Crunchyroll became a staple of the anime community. One site, high quality subs and dubs, affordable pricing. Honestly, what could go wrong? Fast forward a few years and streaming changed. Netflix blew up, other services jumped in to get a piece of the pie. Disney Plus, Prime Video, Paramount Plus, etc. And then with them came greed. Prices went up, consumer-friendly features like Netflix's sharing system got removed, and shows got spread across multiple platforms. Just to watch the Hunger Games in Canada, you need Netflix and a second subscription. Same with anime. Shows are now locked behind exclusive deals. You want Stranger Things, Invincible, and Demon Slayer all on one site? Well, tough luck. That's 3 separate subscriptions for you, buddy. And don't forget ads. The original draw of streaming was no commercials. It was the way to drag people from cable TV to streaming services. Now, they took away that service, made it worse, and told us to pay extra if we wanted to get the service they originally gave us. Insanity. They made streaming not just as bad as cable, but even worse, and anime wasn't spared. After the anime boom during COVID, every streaming service wanted a piece of the pie. Licensing deals got region-based instead of global, so now One Piece might be on Disney Plus in the US, but not in Canada, Europe, or Africa. Your only options? Pay for a VPN or pirate it. And one's a pretty easy choice. And if you're going to jump through hoops just to watch a show you're already paying for, well, just pirate it, bro. Then came the merger. In 2021, Sony, who already owned Funimation, one of the biggest streaming anime services, brought Crunchyroll for $1.175 billion. Their goal? Unite anime under one roof. What really happened was a monopoly. And as somebody who owns a PlayStation, Sony plus monopoly equals hell. And like any monopoly, it only got worse. The merger was absolutely sloppy. Shows disappeared when they were supposed to move over from Funimation to Crunchyroll. Accounts didn't transfer, people lost watch history, and the way they responded was to completely shut down Funimation, which made the whole acquisition and people's expectations fall through the gutter. Then, after the merger, after the whole disaster, came price hikes, ads, and censorship controversies. Crunchyroll even caught heat for inaccurate subtitles and underpaying voice actors. I remember when fan subbers used to translate obscure Japanese jokes and cultural references, added honorifics, context to certain jokes they knew people wouldn't understand, and had passion in the subtitles. I know it sounds crazy, but now lines get changed intentionally for global audience reasons, translations that kill meaning, and rushed and inaccurate subtitles, localizers that intentionally change things to fit their own views. They took everything that made streaming good and made it worse than cable. So, of course, just like before, when legal options are inconvenient, broken, or disrespectful, people look elsewhere. And while these streaming services were slowly becoming shells of their former selves, piracy slowly evolved. Sites now have clean UIs that rival the streaming services, ad blockers work perfectly, episodes often drop even earlier than the legal platforms, and the fear of malwares or viruses aren't as big as they used to be, especially on certain sites. And it's all free. No multiple subscriptions, no region locks, no ads, no corporate nonsense. It's obvious why people are switching back. And they aren't wrong for it. And instead of fixing themselves and winning their fans back, a lot of these companies try to use fear and brute force and lawsuits to try and kill piracy. But unfortunately, it's like cutting off one head of a hydra and two growing in its place. Piracy isn't going anywhere. The only way to lower its impacts is simple. Treat your fans with respect. Give them fair pricing, global access, no ads, good quality, and don't overbear them with so many streaming options that they don't know what to buy. But if you keep making things worse, in chase of money, well, don't be surprised when people walk away.